Alright, so it's a little bit later. This video is part 2 of the van. I wanted to show you guys the door sill. That's kind of where I left it last time because that took a long time for me to finish. So anyhow, now you guys can see what it looks like now. Nice and beauty. Cleaned it up really nicely. Laid a bunch of layers of paint on there. And she's nice and spicy. So I think that looks pretty good. And what Brandon is working on currently is getting all the wires ran for the door speakers. There's one of the C5 component drivers. Gonna put some speaker baffles inside the door there, a little bit of Dynamat, a little bit of how you doing, and then it should sound pretty good. What do you think, buddy? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So we got some wires ran here. So what we did is we ran dedicated wiring to each speaker. So we ran a piece of 4 conductor here and a piece of 2 conductor for the tweeter, and we ran all that underneath of the carpeting there all the way to the back here. So we got all our 1-aught power cable, RCAs, and all that stuff is here. Gonna build an amp rack along that wall right there. And yeah, I'll show you guys the subwoofer box as well. If you want to give me a memento here. It's gonna do a prefab ported box with 3 12s in it. Not sure which 12s I'm going to use, but I'm going to have a 1600 watt amp going to those bad boys. Run them down to 1 ohm, or should be like a 1.5 ohm, something like that, and make those sound really good. We did get the deck in the hole. We got the dick in the hole. We did. We got the dick in the hole. I'll show you guys down here. Bam! The dick is in the hole. The dick is in the hole. Still haven't cleaned up any of this shit. That's fine. We'll get around to that eventually. Things look pretty good here, guys. Hey, what do you think with that? Little rocks and stuff have spilled there. I'll take care of that in a bit here. Blow them out of there, but way better than before, huh? Cleaned up all this stuff here. Took it out and drilled out every single screw, because I even took off this one here and put all new screws in all those, and ran that 1-aught power cable. If you guys can see that there, it's through a little crack. Very nice. Keep you guys updated. Another little update here for you. We've got the mid-range installed inside of the door here. We've got the, this is the, I guess, the mid-base. We have the mid wiring here, and then we have our tweeter wiring up here by the A-pillar. We haven't quite decided what we're doing with the tweeter side of things quite yet. Same thing goes for that side there as well. That's all been installed. And right now we're working on getting the subwoofer box all wired up and the subs installed. So we have decided on 3 Kicker Comp Rs. Those are 12s, and we're going to do the Kicker CX wiring on that as well. So this will really hammer. I'm fairly certain about that, boys. I'll give you guys the little view of the mid bass. This is a little 3-inch sucker here. Quite nice. Quite a nice looking mid bass speaker here from JL. Quite nice. I like that. It comes with some little trim rings here, so you can, trim everything up really nicely. I like that, and a couple of little 3-inch heels. So that'll go there, and then you have like an mid here, and then you got the tweeter, which is right here. The thing's pretty small little tweeters, but again, small little space up front. We're gonna amplify the crap out of those, make them sound real nice and spicy. So anyhow, I guess we're just waiting on getting some of this wiring done. I think I showed you guys the other side of the panel here. This one was a little bit dusty. I did this one about 7 or 8 months ago, and it looks quite nice still. And yeah, so we ran all the wiring here through the center of the vehicle. So we have our RCAs right here, and we ran all the speaker wires down the center and have everything kind of coming out back over here. We're not sure if we're gonna put the sub box. We're gonna put the sub box behind the seats right here. We're not sure if we're gonna build an amp rack that kind of goes around this area right there, and do the mono block like there, and then do the 4-channel kind of thing right there. Haven't fully decided yet. I'd like to keep those things out of the way so I can still use the van for its sole purpose of being a van. Yeah, another side of thing here too is that, like, other than this little section of rust right here on these vans, it kind of happens. It kind of makes sense. It's a flat surface, the door gets closed, you get in and out of the vehicle, and it's bound to get kind of dirty, right? So down dirty and covered in salt and covered in muck and grime, and then it sits there and obviously it's gonna rust, right? Especially since we live in the salt belt of the world. Yeah. For all you U.S. guys watching, don't ever come to Ontario to buy a car. I'll tell you that right now. Very difficult time keeping them in good shape. So I'm pretty sure this turned out really nice. Quite pleased with that. Quite pleased indeed. So there's little rocks right there. Are kind of stuck in the paint because it was kind of a bit wet when I put the panels back on. So there's another van working on day, I guess you could say. Yeah, I've shaved like different days. I'm sure you guys can notice that the videos are different days here, but here I will show you the van. Got the three-way setup here in the door. Brandon did a very wonderful job of doing that, which is very nice. Got our little 3-inch mid here, our 6.5 inch, and a tweeter there. Very, very nice. Everything is coming together slowly here. We were just talking about the amplifier rack inside the van here. What we're gonna end up doing is on the back doors, we're gonna do 2 sets of 6x9s on these metal panels. We're gonna dynamite the crap out of them, obviously. And we'll do that on both sides. So we'll end up running 3 amplifiers in this car, or van, I guess you should say. So we'll do a 6x9 here, and another one right here. And we'll do that on both sides, just 2 6x9s, 4 in total in the back. And on this wall right here where all the wiring is, sorry, excuse the mess in here, we're gonna end up doing an amp rack that kind of follows this wall here. Put 1 amp there, another amp there, and another amp there. So we're gonna get working on that today, boys, and I'll keep you guys updated on the progress. These amps here, we got 2 Kicker 4 channels, and we're gonna run 1 4-channel amp bridged to the front channels. Those 3-way components, we're gonna bridge this 4-channel amp, so we're gonna get 200 into each channel, and then we're going to do this 4-channel for the 4 6x9s in the rear doors, and then this mono block for the woofer. Answer the phone there briefly. So we got the KX 1600 watts of the woofer, and then 2 KX 400/4s. I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting the rear of this van pre-wired and tidying up a lot of this stuff that's back here already. You know, there's a lot of like, there's like a, you know, there was at one point a trailer connection here. Gonna get rid of all that, gonna loom it all up, tidy all this stuff up, and then pre-wire these doors here, cut the holes for the 6x9. So I'll keep you guys updated along the way. Here we are here in the van. I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling down some of this factory loom crap that's here and getting rid of some of this crappy wiring that's up in here and stuff to start getting prepared to run some 4-conductor into each door here. And I'm gonna start by looming up all this and you know, looming up all this stuff here along the ceiling just really nicely, and then mounting it nicely along here so it's all nice and beauty, you know, Carphonics way, you know, the Carphonics way. It's the only way to do it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that, and I'll keep you guys updated along the way. All right, guys, so we're working away here. Got the good old TS tape here, and making a mess before it gets any better. It's usually how it goes when you're cleaning things up. So this is where I'm at so far, getting things kind of situated here. So I'm gonna start bundling up my wires. Got rid of some crap there that is gonna be unnecessary. I got my 4-conductor ready here so I can start running that along with everything that I'm doing. And yeah. Okay, so things are coming along here. I got 1 piece of 4-conductor ran along with the factory wiring here for the door that doesn't have a boot going to it. So I'll end up creating something there. Haven't quite figured that side of things out yet, but I will. And then I got to run 1 more for this side. I've got things kind of tested, taped temporarily together, and then we're going to start looming everything and buttoning it up. All right, guys, so I've got most of this loomed up here. I'll show you that closer in detail once I get it all officialized. But working on this amp rack right now, and this is what we got here. So 2 of the 4 channels, 1 there, 1 there, the monoblock there, the crossovers in the back, and power distribution. Should be pretty spicy and nice. These are fused. Are you gonna fuse the grounds too?
Oh yeah, they're fused.
Shouldn't need to. We should have a power distribution block that goes right here for ground 1 in and 4 gauge out. Oh, those 8 gauge. That's 8 gauge out. We need 4-gauge output. Okay, we'll look at that. But so far, this is what we got here for the soundboard. All right, guys. So currently, we are in the stage of mounting all of the wiring here, and I want to show you what I'm doing here. You guys see these little gray ties here all the way along the wiring loom. I actually have to drill a hole here, so I've got my my step bit, and I'm gonna line it up here along here. Hole. Get rid of that. There we go. Let me grab one of these zip ties here. It's like a little Christmas tree on the end of a zip tie, if you guys can see that there. And it's a zip tie on it. We line it up, stab that in the hole, like so. We can take our loom here, try and do this one-handed. This goes up through here, like so. And that's what I'm doing here, guys. So I'll show you the finished product after I'm done. All right, guys, so I've ran all of the wiring, and I have loomed everything, and I have zip tied everything into place beautifully. Mucho better than before. Beautiful. All right, guys, so the next step here is I'm going to start running these into the doors on both sides. I've already got a hole drilled right there, and that little grommet to go in that door. So I'm going to remove those door panels, run those wires through, finish looming off these, and then start mounting speakers. Alrighty, so everything's kind of situated here. I've got this side of the wiring all done and ran through the door. Haven't taken off the panel yet, but I do have enough wire back there to kind of, you know, give me enough length, and the door will close and kind of bunches up perfectly. Really nice there. So next I got to do this side, but in order for me to get the wire ran through, I actually do, in fact, have to take off that panel there. All the crap that came out of this thing. And right now, we are wiring up. Brandon is wiring. What is that? Goodness. So Brandon is wiring up our amp rack. Gonna do some nice sheathing on here, all beauty. Power distribution. Yeah, I know right now we're gonna have to ground everything through a fused ground distribution block. We will eventually change that out. It doesn't really particularly matter all that much. It's just kind of like redundant, I guess you could say. So at this stage, we're almost ready to start putting this board into the actual van, and we might actually be able to hear this thing today. What do you think, buddy?
Fired up?
Yep, fired up. All right, boys. Okay, so we're moving along here. Both panels are off. We end up having to do 2 6.5s just because of the door panel on this side is fine for 6x9s, but this side here has a license plate holder. There just wouldn't have been enough room inside the door panel for a couple of 6x9s, just flush mounted into those things. Eventually, we may end up doing some custom panels, but for now, I just want to keep things simple. We'll do 2 sets of C2 6.5s, and Brandon's got the amplifier rack mounted and is currently working on getting that baby wired up. Alrighty, so this is what we got here so far. I ran all the wires through, loomed everything beautifully. Not the nicest looking panel in the world. Again, it's a shop truck, but we very well might eventually make a very nice custom panel here and do some more speakers, but this is just what's convenient right now. I actually need to drive this van in the next day or so to start moving all the crap. So I'm gonna let this video go right here. I'm sweating to death right now. Brandon's currently working on getting that amplifier all hooked up, and I am gonna call this one quits. So we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Make sure you subscribe. For crying out loud, subscribe, and make sure you hit that little bell subscribe-y thingy on the left hand or right hand side there. Make sure you like and leave a comment. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the installation so far. And yeah, I always take your guys' advice. I had one guy here who gave me some advice about putting the speakers in the rear doors there, and that's what I did. So make sure you leave a comment. All right, boys, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.